Hey guys, welcome back to the MJ Gooner podcast right here for the post-match review. Brentford 0, Arsenal 1. This is a very exciting day for me personally because, of course, I'm pretty much caught up with all the post-match review. There's a game tomorrow, and of course, the EA FC 24 will be out today, later on today, on the 29th of September. I think I'll be releasing this podcast first before jumping onto the gameplay. I just got home actually, and the game is being installed right now, so I'm very excited for that. I just need to play a few games by myself a little bit in order to record a video for you guys. But in terms of what team I'm doing, I'm not going to tell you yet, but it's pretty much you guys pretty much guess it by now. But let's talk about this game. Brentford away to G-Tech Community Stadium. I think that's the name of the stadium. And this is going to be, there are a lot to talk about this game. The majority of it are quite positive. And a little bit of a negative part, but not quite directly related to the game in general. So, we drew against Spurs over the weekend, and we have to play against Brentford. They are a pretty good team. This season they haven't done quite well so far in the league, and certainly Thomas Frank we're going to put out a good team out there, a nice strong starting team for Brentford, and we are kind of expecting that when the team's not doing very well in the league, they will tend to put first team or a much stronger team in the cup competition in order to kind of compensate a bit of a result for that. And that's exactly what Brentford did, putting Wisa and also and Bremo up front for them. And for us, let's talk about us. We're not talking about, Brentford, the team. Of course, I gave them a brief, credibility to them. But Arsenal, yes, after drawing against Spurs, I thought, quite a lot of them were injured after that game. Saliba was not in the team, Vieira's not in the team, Saka's not in the team, Trossard and also Declan Rice are not in the team. Which also raises a few eyebrows in terms of, how the team's going to line up. Based on the injury crisis that we are facing at the moment, we kind of knew that this game, the starting lineup will be very different than what we would imagine. And in terms of, are we going to put out, a few 18, 19-year-old kids out there to play? We don't know. This year, the good thing is that even we have, a good depth into the team. They're also good quality as well. Nelson coming back on, playing to the left. And Kedia sticking with the starting position, which I agree because, again, I think Eddie, I don't know if he actually broke the record, but he has an insane record in the Carabao Cup for the past 3-4 years, scoring quite a lot of goals in the past. And in fact, his first goal for Arsenal was scoring in the Carabao Cup, so he had a pretty good history with the cup in general, so that's why he, started ahead of Jesus, which is fine because we definitely need Jesus in the Bournemouth game tomorrow. And on the right, there's no Saka, there's no Vieira in there. I thought Nelson will be playing that position and putting Smith Rowe on the left, and probably Kai Havertz as a cam. But who would have thought? Turns out it was a 19-year-old debut for Sago Jr. I've never heard of this guy before. I certainly heard a few things about him. I believe he scored 1 goal and 4 assists in the past 5 youth Premier League youth, and shows like a good record. And I thought Kosher Dewsbury will be playing in that game, but turns out he was on the bench. I was expecting Kosher Dewsbury to be in there, especially he was taken to the U.S. tour. And I hope that, Ineri will be in there. Malu Scaly to be in there as well. Apparently from what I've been watching, the top three youth players in the Arsenal Academy right now are Ineri, Miles Lewis Scaly, and also Dewsbury, Kosher Dewberry. These three players, and we only show one of them is being in the on the bench today, which I found very surprising. I felt like this is the kind of game where you might want to put Ineri on, just in case if we are winning this game by a lot. And in midfield three, it was Smith Rowe playing as the cam. Havertz playing as the number 8, and also Jorginho sitting as the lone 6. And back four we have, which is a very interesting one, Ben White on the right, Tomiyasu on the right center back, Gabriel sticking with the left center back area, and also Kivior back in the starting lineup as the left center back. And we have Aaron Ramsdale back into the starting 11. A very interesting lineup in general. Of course, heavily rotated as well compared to the game against Spurs. And the surprising one was against Sago Jr. playing as a right winger. I think he's right-footed, but it looks like from the way how he played, looks like a right-footer. And the back four is an interesting one. I really thought Tomiyasu might be playing as a left back, or Ben White playing as a Tomiyasu playing as a right back. There's a lot of variation in the middle. Turns out Kivior playing as a left back, Tomiyasu in the middle. By no means I don't trust Tommy as a center back. He played brilliantly against Germany a couple of weeks ago in the international break as the left center back. So pretty much he can play everywhere in the back line as well. And today it worked out perfectly for him because I thought he had an amazing game today. So going into the game, again, I'm not expecting us to win as usual. I mean, it's Brentford away from home. We handed them their first ever Premier League win in history, and we are away from home as well, not having our main players to be featured today or on Wednesday. So I thought I wasn't expecting much, but hopefully a good performance in general. I don't mind losing the Carabao Cup, but it would be nice to actually win and advance to the next stage and hopefully win the cup competition. That's my thought. It's still a competition to win. So, and 8 minutes in, we scored the first goal. It was a mistake by Brentford. And Nketiah learned his lesson from the past. I believe he had a few times where it was from that tight angle. He decided to, go for it, but never worked out for him. Instead, he squeezed it right back in the middle. Not the best pass, but you know what? It was a brilliant option for him. Reece Nelson got the ball after a missed tackle, and he bears that one, 1-0. And we are pretty much game on, 8-0. I mean, 8 minutes in, scoring the first goal was a good way to score. And honestly, I think the back line, it's the strongest part of the lineup. I mean, pretty much it feels like without Saliba, Zinchenko, you still have great players like Tomiyasu and Zinchenko, Tomiyasu and also Kivior kind of filling up the back line perfectly. And later on, Smith Rowe, it's been 499 days since his start for Arsenal. I think the last game was the Newcastle away from home, which kind of cost us the top 4 opportunity. That was the last game he started. And today's game was, perfect for him, playing as the number 8. Again, playing as the number 10. I always thought he suited more as the left winger, but I think the more I kind of look at him, I feel like he is certainly a number 10, a natural number 10 as well. Technique, a very tidy player, not as good technique-wise compared to Odegaard, but there were a few flashes of Smith Rowe where you thought, you missed that type of player. The fact that he can, grab a good few touch in the boxes, dribble here and there, left foot, right foot touches. And there's actually a play where he almost scored the goal. It also shows a glimpse of how good he can be playing as the number 10. Kind of tiptoeing between defenders. And unfortunately, Flecken, I think that is the goalkeeper's name for Brentford's save. Amazing goal right there. Amazing ball. And that was pretty much it for the first half. I think we have more opportunity here and there, but we just couldn't really capitalize it. And somehow in the second half, we actually put on a great defensive shift. Overall, Tomiyasu played brilliantly. Ben White, Gabriel, and also Kivior, they were massive. Jorginho today, I thought he was great. I did criticize him over the weekend against Spurs, but you know what? This game he was quite flawless. Kai Havertz had a few glimpses of brilliancy here and there, but I think Kai Havertz didn't do anything wrong, didn't do anything bad, nothing spectacular, but a pretty good game for him. Nelson looking pretty good on the left-hand side. I think today Eddie certainly improved a lot compared to Spurs, but certainly we all thought about this question for the past few games, especially the Spurs game. Should we have kept Balogun for Eddie? Till now, I still don't quite know the answer, and I don't want to give an answer to you guys at all, because I have my own opinion for that, and I'm sure a lot of you guys might criticize that. Sago Jr., I think it was average today. Nothing spectacular. Did everything. Did all the basics, but that was about it. That was about it for him. But again, second half is pretty much where Brentford was trying to catch us, if possible. A few misplay passes, I believe, in the first half where Wise was so close scoring the first goal. It was a brilliant cross from Jensen, I believe so. And Wise put it out wide. And there's so much pressure, to be honest. I felt like we didn't really have, I wouldn't be surprised we wouldn't have a chance to attack, because the way how Brentford set up for the second half. And that's pretty much where the brilliancy of Gabriel Kivior and also Ben White came together, and also Aaron Ramsdale, because he made an important save against Wisa. It was all over the place inside the box. Wisa got the ball, shoots it, and you can hear that little touch from his fingertips before hitting the post, bounces back off, and you gotta love that shithousery from Aaron Ramsdale. After that save, he turned and taunted in front of the Brentford fans. You just gotta love that. I mean, I love him, but I'm sure this game, I think it might probably help him to get back into the starting lineup. Hopefully he will. I'm not saying that I don't like Raya, but I felt like tomorrow's game, especially it's away, I think it's time to put Ramsdale back on. But I'm not the manager. Arteta is, so, we just got to wait and see. Overall game, Tomiyasu was brilliant. And also, Kivior, that block, that insane goal line clearance. I'm not sure if the ball was going to go in. It might be hitting the post, or it could be drags it out wide. But the defensive unity of those four players was amazing to watch. It was just amazing. And then Zinchenko came on, made a big mistake, but thank God didn't capitalize it. I think it was shot over the bar. Jesus coming back on. I think for Eddie or Nelson or Sago Jr., just to add a little bit more experience onto the pitch. Odegaard coming back on as well. But the two players that I was kind of expected them to play along was actually Elneny coming on, and I think Elneny had a pretty good game, to be honest. Didn't do anything like spectacular, but the basics was there. Having another experienced player in there was so important, and he made a few good passes. I think one misplaced passes that almost turned the game around, and he had a long shot attempt. I thought he's gonna score. It would be an amazing annual Elneny banger, because he only scored banger. Cedric coming back on. Who would have thought in 2023-2024 season we are still playing those two players today? And again, I don't think any of them do anything wrong. Cedric had a few moments, good moments, but nothing special. But again, adding more experience in the team was, important for us to seal out that win. So plenty of positives from the reserve players in general today, and I'm just loving it as usual. And the game ended 1-0. Classic scoreline to the Arsenal. And immediately we were drawn against West Ham United away, I think for the round of 16, I believe so, which will be taking place on Halloween, I think, which is a month from now. But it is going to be a tough one, especially away from home to West Ham Stadium, especially with the whole thing going on between Arsenal fans and West Ham fans in regards to Declan Rice. So that is going to be a tough game to play. Hopefully we're going to win that game as well. So again, this is also another perfect opportunity for to talk about the game tomorrow. Well, we have quite a lot of players in the injury list. First of all, Thomas Partey. I think he will be back after or potentially City game. Same as Trossard and also Martinelli. Saka picked up knocked, but not sure if he will feature tomorrow. Same as Saliba, Vieira, and also Declan Rice. But I think today on Twitter I saw Saka, Saliba, and also Declan Rice. They're all travel to Bournemouth to play. Hopefully they will start. I don't think I see Vieira in there, so which is fine. I think he need a rest as well, but I'm not sure if Vieira will travel as well. So hopefully he is going to be fine as well. But in terms of the starting 11 tomorrow, there will be quite a lot of variation. I want Ramsdale to stick and go, but if Raya didn't play, well. And I'm sure he was eligible to play in the cup competition. So Raya will be getting a start. Ben White as right back because he was taken off early. If Saliba, Gabriel, and also Zinchenko. But if Saliba wasn't fit, I think Tomiyasu will be coming back onto the starting lineup. Very likely Jorginho will be starting ahead of Declan Rice because we don't want to risk any of that. And then Kai Havertz plays at number 8. Then, I hope Smith Rowe starting tomorrow as the number 8, but who knows? We need physicality in the middle anyway. So Kai Havertz as the number 8. Odegaard's number 10 on the right. I'm sure Saka will be coming back on as well. He looks fine to me, at least to us. On the left, Nelson. Up front, you got to put Jesus on. I don't want to see the whole Eddie and Jesus starting together because I just don't think it worked well. Gabriel Jesus works so well as number 9. I don't want Eddie starting ahead of him because we gotta compensate some of the injury problem. But I hope Jesus will start as number 9, putting Smith Rowe or even putting Smith Rowe or Nelson there would be a much better option than having Eddie and Jesus together, especially not now. I mean, we dropped 4 points already. We dropped 2 points last time, a very precious 2 points as well in the North London derby. So hopefully that will not be the case. So that will be all, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we'll grab a win away this time at Bournemouth, Vitality Stadium, I believe so. So thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Like this video, like this podcast, do all the good stuff to the channel, and I'll see you guys in a bit.